A family in southern Kentucky is starting over after their home was destroyed last night in a fire.
Police continue to search for a robber who held up a Lexington store at gunpoint.
Police in Texas are looking for a woman accused of hiring a hitman to kill a UK graduate. We'll have the latest on the investigation.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good afternoon to you. We are tracking breaking news in Richmond. Police are investigating a deadly accident on Berea Road.
We have some video now just in from that scene. It shows the crash scene near the Richmond Kroger. We are told a woman appears to have walked into the path of a vehicle on Berea Road as that vehicle pulled out of the Kroger. That woman was hit and killed. We have a news crew in Richmond right now. We'll bring you the very latest on this breaking story coming up shortly on News First at 5. A southern Kentucky family is homeless after a fire last night.
It happened at a home on Kentucky 1247 north of Somerset. WKYT's Phil Pendleton talked with a family that is having to start over. It's our top story at 4:30.
The fire just off of Highway 1247 north of Somerset broke out about 10 o'clock last night, I'm told. The family says that everyone, 6 people inside the trailer, everyone was able to get out okay. In fact, there were only 2 people inside the trailer when the fire broke out.
And that's where they believe the fire completely started from.
The Somerset family is counting their blessings, thankful that everyone got out when fire raced through the trailer late Sunday night. The victims say the kids had stayed up late because of fall break and would normally have been asleep when the fire started. The fire gutted the trailer and everything inside was lost. Bobby Jo Dyke says she had left to go to a neighbor's house and came back to discover the home was burning. She said she banged on the door and was able to get everyone else up and out.
Just left and came right back up here for God knows what reason to find this.
I jumped out of the car, ran into the house because I didn't know who was left in there. I didn't see nobody. And I came back out because I lost a little bit of breath. And then I heard, save the dog, get the dog, get the dog.
The fire does remain under investigation, but the family tells me that investigators told them they believe it was electrical. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
The family says that they do have renter's insurance, but they're not sure how much of their losses that will recover. We're also told the dog was not injured in that fire. Police are still looking for the man who robbed a Lexington store this morning. Police say a man with a gun and a pink rag over his face went into the Dairy Mart on Reynolds Road near Fayette Mall around 3 this morning. The man got away with some money. The clerk and a friend were the only ones in the store at that time. Police are looking for a woman accused of hiring a hitman to kill a UK graduate.
Dallas police are looking for Brenda Delgado in connection with the murder of a former UK dental student named Kendra Hatcher. The man accused of pulling the trigger was arrested over the weekend. Omar Villafranca is outside the Dallas Police Department. He talked with a friend of the victim.
One female is possibly shot in the neck.
1 month after 35-year-old Kendra Hatcher was executed in the parking garage of her luxury Dallas apartment, authorities say they know who orchestrated the hit.
She is a fugitive, wanted at this point for capital murder.
According to an arrest warrant, 33-year-old Brenda Delgado hired Christopher Love to murder the pediatric dentist. Police say she used an app on her smartphone to track the location of Hatcher's cell phone. Love is being held on $2.5 million bail after being charged with capital murder on Friday.
Mr. Love was arrested. He was found in possession of the weapon believed to have been used to kill Dr. Hatcher.
We had a shooting. We're looking for a black Jeep Cherokee.
Hatcher was gunned down on September 2nd as she parked her car. Aline Velasquez struck up a friendship with Hatcher after teaching her yoga.
She was very happy with her relationship, with her life, her practice. Everything was good for her.
2 days after the murder, authorities arrested 23-year-old Crystal Cortez. She told police Delgado paid her $500 to drive the getaway vehicle in what was supposed to be a robbery. Police aren't yet revealing a motive in the crime. Delgado dated Hatcher's boyfriend for 2 years before the relationship ended earlier this year.
Did it ever come up about him and his possible ex-girlfriend?
Nope.
Nothing ever came up?
Nothing ever came up. That's why it was such a surprise, a shock to everybody that this happened.
Authorities are now on the hunt for Delgado, who faces charges of capital murder.
I won't discuss or speculate as to where she might be, or all I will suggest to her specifically is that she turn herself in as quickly as possible.
Dr. Kendra Hatcher was a graduate of the University of Kentucky College of Dentistry. She received her degree from UK in 2010. East Coast may be dealing with heavy rain, in fact, immense amount of rain, but we are finally drying out to start the work week.
That we are, and we can expect several days of sunshine and warmer temperatures, perfect for those outdoor activities. Let's check in now with meteorologist Jim Caldwell. Hi, Jim.
Hey, guys. Unseasonably warm the next few days here, at least running toward the end of the week. That's when we'll get a frontal boundary into the area, and it shakes things up quite a bit. We look to the outside right now on several different locations. You've got Corbin, Frankfort, Jackson, and here in Lexington, and you're going to find one common factor: a lot of sunshine with some high, thin clouds. Temperatures running in the mid-70s in Jackson, the rest of us in the upper 70s and low 80s. The reason we're seeing that today, especially, is because we're getting all that sunshine. Tomorrow we'll likely have a little more cloud cover around, and that's going to possibly keep our temperatures down somewhat. There's Defender, and you notice that it is absolutely quiet from Lexington to Hazard to Somerset, all the way up to Covington and everywhere in between and all around. It is just a very calm day. Here's your planner. We take you through the rest of the evening. We'll call it mostly clear. We get into the overnight and into the day tomorrow, and look at that. We're pushing very close to 80 degrees again tomorrow, but we will have some cloud cover around. Just overall a very nice looking Tuesday, but changes are coming, and I will track those into the area hour by hour coming up in just a few minutes.
Jim, thank you. There is a steel structure catching the eye of drivers passing by on Tates Creek Road here in Lexington. The building is behind a home across from Wharton Middle School. Fayette County Planning and Zoning has been receiving calls wondering what the structure is going to be and if it's legal in a residential area. Well, we tracked down the owner, and turns out he collects cars and is actually building a garage to fit all 34 of them.
Why so much for a garage?
Because I want it.
You can see people looking out their windows, trying to see what it is.
Tonight on WKYT News at 6, we talked to city officials to find out if a structure like this is legal. Sam is joining Miranda in the newsroom with more. Hi, guys.
Hey, Amber, this story fascinates me because I live in that area. I've passed by there all the time. About a month ago, I noticed this huge crane. And I'm wondering what's going on back there. So I know a lot of other people do have seen this, have passed by here.
Right, and funny you mentioned the crane, because the owner says that he hadn't gotten any complaints about this building, except a lot of people asking questions, until that crane was there, and said that some of the school officials across the street, where Cassidy is right there across the street, and also Morton Middle, school officials called him and said, hey, my kids are staring at your crane all day. Can you go ahead and move that? But that's the only time he's gotten a complaint about it.
So something this big, I would imagine, needs some kind of a permit. Did you talk to him about that?
Right, and as soon as I called Planning and Zoning, they knew exactly why I was calling. They've gotten some calls out of curiosity about what's going on over there as well. And they say the interesting thing about that particular zone is they don't have a lot of design restrictions. Funny, right below that neighborhood and a couple of the other neighborhoods, there are some restrictions on those neighborhoods, but not that one. Really, the only restriction is it can't be taller than 35 feet in your plot, as long as it's usable space. So other than that, he's free to do what he wants.
So he doesn't live there now, but he plans to.
No, he owns that property, and when it is finished, which we'll get to when it'll be finished in our story tonight at 6, he is going to move into it.
34 cars.
34 cars, he has 38. Yes.
Oh, okay. What's 38 when you've got 34? Okay. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Miranda. Much more to come on WKYT at 6. Amber.
Sam, thank you. A new book alleging that a former Louisville basketball staffer hired prostitutes for recruits has become a popular read. The online version of Breaking Cardinal Rules, Basketball and the Escort Queen is now the #1 bestseller in basketball books on Amazon. Author Katina Powell claims former basketball staffer Andre McGee paid escorts to have sex with players and recruits from 2010 to 2014. McGee, who is now an assistant coach at the University of Missouri, is on administrative leave. U of L is hiring a private investigator to check out the claims. The NCAA is investigating the claims as well. Louisville coach Rick Pitino says he was shocked when he learned about the allegations months ago. A new movie about a high-wire act is causing some high anxiety for some audiences.
In fact, some people say the walk is giving them vertigo and making them sick. Don Champion reports.
The new 3D movie about the Daredevil 1974 tightrope walk at the World Trade Center is having a real effect on audiences. Some theatergoers say the lifelike high-wire scenes in the walk are making them sick.
This is life. You have the illusion of motion while the body is telling you you're not moving.
Ear surgeon Darius Kohan says the battle of the senses between the eye and ear can cause the body to rebel.
It feels like something is poisoned. So the reaction is a gastrointestinal and reaction where you feel nauseous, you're dizzy.
Research on 3D movies has shown that half of viewers report discomfort, with about 10 to 12% actually getting ill. Dr. Kohan recommends people sit as far away from the screen as they can. He says holding a hand over one eye can help the body reset during dizzying scenes. Avoiding big meals before showtime can also help. Film student Hanson He says he had a strong reaction at this matinee.
I can feel my heartbeat just instantly raised up to it. Oof.
And if you're sensitive to vertigo or motion sickness, experts say you may want to avoid the 3D experience. Don Champion, CBS News, New York.
Whew. All right. Doctors also warn against taking Dramamine or other motion sickness medications just to view a movie.
It is called The Battle in the Saddle, and it's returning to the Kentucky Horse Park this weekend.
Our Deanne Stevens is saddling up. She's out and about with a herd of cattle with a preview. Hey, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here, Battle in the Saddle practice, preparing for this weekend's, we better, whoa, right there, don't run over Justin. This weekend's event happening Sunday at the Kentucky Horse Park to benefit the Kentucky Horse Park Foundation. Becky Jordan is with us. Becky, this is always such a great event and for a wonderful cause. Tell us what the foundation does.
Well, we basically provide all the support at the park for all the extra activities that go on in the back. The various horse shows, we provide footing, jumps, anything the park needs. We're a state park and we get funding from the state park, but all the extra things that make us the signature equestrian event, we provide as the foundation.
Which is a ton of things you guys do there at the horse park. This is one of those events. The Battle in the Saddle started 3 years ago. This, I tell everybody, one of my favorites of the whole year. It's about team pinning. What is team pinning?
Team pinning is really more of a Western discipline. We have one celebrity, 2 riders. The object is to bring the cattle down and get them in the pen. They don't want to leave their buddies in the fastest time.
So, I can tell you all, this is not easy either. We've been practicing this afternoon, did it last year. It's really all dependent on the horse you get, the number you get of the cattle. I mean, there's so many factors to take into consideration.
Yes. Certainly skill, but a whole lot of luck. Depends on which cow wants to leave his buddy. So you check, as I said, you check your ego at the gate, and you come in and you have a good time and laugh at yourself.
And you hold on for dear life is what else you do. Okay, the event is this coming Sunday. There's also a kid zone. We wanted to mention that. What's the kid zone?
Kid zone, we've got face painting, have your picture taken on a mini horse, all kinds of fun things. Roping dummies, little dummies. The kids get to try out their rope and see if they really want to be a cowboy.
Come on out Sunday. Kentucky Horse Park time is?
Event starts at 6:30. So come on out and enjoy. The cattle will be in the pen at 7:30.
Tickets are only $10. Come on out and support the rest of our KYT crew too. Sean Moody, Lee K. Howard, we're all going to be there Sunday at the Kentucky Horse Park. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. I think my horse is done with this. Back to you guys.
Interview's over when the horse leaves, right?
Hang on, Deanne. Okay, 2 movies getting Oscar buzz right now, premiered at the New York Film Festival.
Dario Gita has your eye on entertainment.
Steve Jobs gives us an intimate look at the life of the late Apple icon.
I sat in a garage and invented the future.
Michael Fassbender plays Jobs in the film that portrays the tech genius as complicated and obsessive.
I just think he was an extraordinary person who, changed the way that we all live life. It's like Henry Ford multiplied by 1,000.
Steve Jobs hits theaters Friday.
They've got our guy, our spy pilot. They've got their spy.
In the Cold War-era movie Bridge of Spies, Tom Hanks plays a lawyer who negotiates a prisoner exchange between the U.S. and the Soviet Union.
Everyone deserves a defense. Every person matters.
As a selfish actor, there was, right from the get-go, that was the part I wanted to play.
The film, directed by Steven Spielberg, is based on the famous 1962 trade of American pilot Francis Gary Powers for Soviet agent Rudolf Abel. Bridge of Spies opens nationwide October 16th. Two Broke Girls celebrated its 100th episode with a bash in downtown Los Angeles this weekend. The cast walked the red carpet to kick off the party and said the milestone episode won't disappoint.
Girls are going to go to LA. Caroline's fabulous life story is going to be bought by Hollywood to be made into a film.
The 100th episode is part of Season 5 of Two Broke Girls, which airs on CBS later this fall. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Terry Okita for CBS News, Los Angeles.
We could bottle today's weather. We would be zillionaires. I mean, it's just beautiful.
I would keep it for those days in December, January, February. Right, Jim? Could we do it?
If we could do it, that would be the time to really use them, because we know what's going to come again this winter. We're talking about those extreme. We don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about the nice stuff that we have out there right now, because we've got plenty of it. 79, 80 degrees in many locations. Richmond, London, Somerset. A very comfortable Monday out there for you underway. Today, very dry. We look at our 7-day just rainfall forecast and only have 1 day period that has any chance of showers or even thunderstorms. We have to wait a few days before we even get to that. On Friday, and then behind it, our chances go extremely low. Now, there might be a 10% chance on Saturday, but we don't talk about 10%. We only talk about 20 or higher, and 60%. You see it right there by Friday. So a nice little smooth sailing kind of week, at least until we get to the end of it and beyond. That's when the cooler air will settle in, but we'll be tracking that during the 5 o'clock hour, guys. So we've got a lot of nice stuff coming your way before we even need to think about that.
Good deal. Thank you, sir. Moose duke it out, and a bear versus a dog. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
The rut has begun. It's mating season for moose, and 2 of them were caught duking it out in an Alaskan suburb. Bill Tyra and his son captured 2 moose fighting on camera in South Anchorage. The rut season begins at the end of summer and peaks in early autumn. In his video, see right here, the 2 duke it out from one side of the street to the other before eventually going their separate ways. You don't want to get in the middle of that, do you?
They mean business. Well, a small dog is being called a hero for scaring away not 1, but 3 bears. Don't let her size fool you. Jules is a true guard dog. On Friday, 2 bear cubs and a mama bear came rolling into her yard in the foothills of California. The 20-pound French bulldog didn't hesitate to protect her home, running straight at those bears. They didn't stick around for a fight, but took off. Jules got a bath, a treat, and lots of kisses for her heroic actions. Hey, don't mess with that bulldog's house.
Right. Did not end up in like an appetizer.
No.
Much more to come now on WKYT at 5 o'clock.